I'm starting to hate my fiancé, and it's my fault. Where do I go from here? I'm 32, and my fiancé is 33. Lately, I've been reflecting on when things started to fall apart between us. When did I begin to feel this way? We met at work, both starting in the same position. I had just begun my job a week before him, and at that time I was thriving as a single mom to my 1-year-old daughter. I was recruited for this job because my manager, a regular at the gas station where I worked, admired my attitude and work ethic. After his interview, the assistant manager told me he didn't have much of a personality, but was fit enough to help with heavy products. For a year, we worked on the same floor. Despite being polar opposites, I found him smart, funny, hardworking, kind, and reliable. He disliked the job but still performed well. We became friends, and he was always happy to see my daughter when I had to bring her to work. He'd spin her in swivel chairs and help me chase her around the floor. Early on, he asked me out, but I told him I didn't date coworkers. He respected that and didn't bring it up again. It wasn't until more than a year later, after building a genuine friendship, that I decided to ask him out. From that moment, everything moved quickly. He moved into my house almost immediately and took on a fatherly role for my daughter. His family embraced us, and his mother was thrilled to babysit the first night we met. However, as time went on, things became increasingly difficult between us. Little things I once appreciated about him began to feel like glaring problems. He was introverted and reserved, but I thought he could communicate when it mattered. On our first Mother's Day together, we went shopping for his mother. He had no input on what to get her, so I picked everything and created a cute gift bag. When Mother's Day morning came, he asked me what I was doing. Confused, I asked him what he meant. With the gift bag in hand, he said he was dropping it off at his mom's and then going to work, as if it were the most obvious plan. I felt crushed. I had assumed he would plan something for me, especially after he asked what I wanted. He had never just paid for anything, and at that point, he wasn't even contributing to rent, even though he was living with me full-time. I ended up with nothing for Mother's Day. Not a card, not a date, nothing. He was giving gifts to his mother without me there. It felt like a ton of bricks had hit me. I realized he wasn't just bad at talking. He was bad at communicating. I cried and explained why I was hurt, telling him to take the gifts and spend the night at his mother's house. I salvaged the day, but it was without his support. I tried to understand, thinking it was his first serious relationship and that he just didn't know better. He apologized and I moved on. But now, 3 years later, every issue follows the same pattern. I talk, he hears but doesn't truly listen, and I end up hurt. He mutters a weak apology and I let it go, hoping things will change. They do for a short time, but then he falls back into his old habits. He's the only father my daughter knows, and we have a 2-month-old together. We own a home. The only silver lining is that he finally started therapy after how he treated me during my pregnancy. But I don't know how much longer I can hold on. 3 years of feeling ignored, of conversations where I'm left crying while he looks uncomfortable, have taken their toll. He once tuned me out for so long while I was sharing about my day that I stopped talking to see how long it would take him to notice. It took 20 minutes. He looked up and said, "Huh?" He's never introduced me to anyone he could call a friend, and he doesn't have meaningful conversations with anyone, his family included. I used to think I was special, that he chose me and my daughter. But now I see that he might try for a while, but I've lost faith he'll truly change. It's all too little, too late. And I feel like it's my fault for not leaving sooner. I'm starting to hate him, and I'm starting to hate myself. I don't know what to do anymore. I've lost confidence in my decision-making. Should I continue to wait, or should I start planning my exit with my children?